People, if you haven't watched the video, it's going in the YouTube chat now. But let's get into it. So there is a video that is going viral as of yesterday with 3 people that are in a prison cell, 2 men and 1 woman. One of the men is filming the woman and the other man engaging in sex. Now, these things happen and we will discuss that shortly. What the issue is with this is that this woman is married. She's married now. There's all kind of stories that are coming out. They're swingers and all of this. But the way I see it is like this, you know. From a woman's in that type of job, you're working in a prison, you know, where men naturally need to release 100% naturally. So when you're caged like an animal, you can't. I mean, I know certain men are going to be playing with themselves and all of that, but it's not the real thing, is it? So a little prison guard comes along now, a woman. Now you got to think every day she's coming to work. When she first starts the job, she might think, I'm not going to, you know, these prisoners, I ain't touching none of these prisoners or whatever. Next thing you know now, a man comes in there that she might fancy. Next day, she might come to work. She might have an argument with her man. Now that man's telling her, promising her the world, probably telling her that he used to be frigging Tony Montana when he was on road. But I seen in that video, I don't know how these men operate into that. I just think maybe I'm old now, and I'm just going to put it down to that. But a man's in the cell with another man filming that. How do your things even stand when another man's around here? My thing couldn't even wake up for that star, and I'm not even getting graphic, but
no. Let me just address that, because I agree. But again, I can't speak to that 100% because I haven't spent 24 hours plus in a penitentiary. So God knows, you know, or the devil knows what it must be like to be in there for a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years. Maybe that because, okay, again, not being graphic, they've got Pamela and Angela. That's their only, you know, outside of this dotty woman who's breaking her employment contract by indulging in such activities. That's totally illegal, right? So they got Pamela and Angela. Just one of them say, look, yo, I got Pamela today still. Can you just go out and, you know what I mean? I got a date. It's date nights to put the red light on. I'm pretty sure they're both in the same room when they're dealing with Angela and Pamela. So what it do?
Unless you got to wait for your celly to fall asleep. Because no, but I just don't see a universe where I'm in a cell with the next man, where a man's getting some front like that and I'm in there with him, or I'm even doing that and a man's in there with me. Now, enough man would say to me on WhatsApp, you got to think how desperate these men are. And I'm probably thinking, I get that side of it. The issue for me is just the fact that she was married to a black man. And this is the issue, that men are falling in love based off of looks. They're not doing no background checks. They're not going through nothing before they start making these women their misses. Because even, all right, cheating happens. We know that. We know it happens. My issue is, the girl's in there with 2 men being bent over and filmed and looks at the camera. She didn't even have the decency to say, I'm keeping up this effort, but here what, don't film me because I got a man, you know. Don't film me because here what, that man now is...
Or don't show my face at least.
Saint said that's a Class A prison, only serious crimes and prisoners. Man, them don't care. Nah, listen, that means I'm not getting no Tony then? And nah, man, no.
Sorry, explain that again. Class A prisons or what?
That's a Class A prison, only serious crimes and prisoners. Only serious crimes and prisoners. So I'm guessing it's some high... It couldn't be that high security. The girl was in there being bent over and filmed on a mobile phone. You see what I mean? And anyway, any man, if your girl does that, and if your girl comes home to you, yeah, I'm speaking from in my life. Of course, she don't look good, Aisha. She don't look good. She don't look good. But that, and you know what it is? I'm all over the place. Let me get back to that. If I'm sitting down in this yard today, and my people came in here and said, I'm signing up to be a prison officer. Same time the relationship mash up. Because what are you doing in a big sausage fest like that? Eventually, you're going to find a sausage that you want. Let's keep it real, Noble.
And well, there's that element. And it also, it's the safety part. Like, a woman being in a woman's prison, yeah, like a woman being in a man's prison, like, I don't know. Call me old school. What's the purpose of a female screw, as they call them, being in a male prison? To titilize them, to show, oh look, we've got a feminine energy in here, and you guys are locked up. Like, it don't make no sense unless it is indeed for these women who have boring jobs, as it was written. Boring jobs. They want a bit of a thrill, or a bit risque. Hey, you never guess what, Sarah Jane? I was at prison today, and you know that guy doing double life? Yeah, man. I had him in the bloody in the showers. He gave me a good scene too, etc., etc. Oh, you did? Yeah, I've got it on video as well. We videotaped it. Have a look. Don't share it around, no. This is the kind of madness, man.
And ain't that man Muslim as well? Because people, I know about Muslim religion, but I'm not well schooled on it. He said wallahi. What does wallahi mean, Noble?
I don't know the full translation. I don't know what it
Somebody
means.
in here is Muslim. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
Someone tell what does wallahi mean? Because my man said wallahi. I'm like, you man ain't that haram? You man are in a cell.
Mark, let's break it down. Let's just break it down. Look, from them being in a cell to begin with, they have committed a criminal act. They wasn't just doing fraud or something like that, or something light. What put them in prison was haram. These people, these beings, are Muslim only in word. Okay, they're not prostrating, not doing their salat. They're not doing nothing. They may have the beard, they may have the appearance, they may use certain verbiage, mashallah, inshallah, all that kind of stuff. But look, whether you're Christian, whether you're a quote unquote Jewish, whether you're Islamic, you're not supposed to be doing those things. If 100%. You're in prison, number one, you've totally fallen from the path in either one of those three Abrahamic religions. And then number two, doing that in a prison, and you're calling this and you're saying that. No, you're not. Only in word. These are fakeries.
Nah, 1,000%. I definitely understand from the man's side, because if you're in prison now, crazy, but it's not a judgmental thing. They are criminals. Yeah. No, I hear ya. My whole thing with this situation, because of course, man are lock up. From naturally, why would you put women in there anyway? Like, I'm talking, if you know that it's all these men are in there, you testosterone, all the rest of it, and as a woman, surely that's not a safe space anyway.
Of course.
So I mean, what really should happen is they should make it like all male guards or something. You see what I mean?
Sure,
but as a prisoner, of course, you're gonna get in where you fit in.
I'm sure it used to be like that back in the day, Mark. I don't remember those. Sorry, let me correct myself. There were women in prisons, but not front facing. They would have been like at the desks and stuff like that. They wouldn't be walking around doing this and having access to prisoners. This is a modern thing, man. I think this is to placate. Look, being honest and just looking how these devilish beings, these space monkeys are. This is to sort of placate the prisoners of sorts. So rather than the sodomite stuff taking place, they're like, okay, well, we'll let women go in there, and we can destroy society even further by creating these situations where we've got a mother who's working in prison and destroying her family by doing these things and recording them, and they're leaked everywhere.
Right. Saint said she's got her OnlyFans. So could it even be content? Because imagine you're married, yeah, and we got all the pictures, people, but again, because I've heard about 3 different stories, I wouldn't want to show this brother's face just in case it's not true what we're hearing. Because in the wedding picture, she looks happy. You know what I mean?
And this looks like a very much a long, because look at how he's blown up in size. I didn't really look at the pictures. Look, that was an old school pictures. That looked like early thousands or something like that. And then look at the newer picture where he's bulked up and all that, and they got the flags on and all them thing. He looks like a total different person.
Your woman, it's gonna. I can't stress it enough, and this is to any man. The man them in prison, they're just doing their thing. That's standard. Like if nothing's running, you're not on road. Even the trunch ball's gonna look like Margot to you. You see what I mean when you're in prison. But I'm talking about as far as the brother who's married this wicked woman, if it's true that she's married to this man and she's giving him bond like that. This is why I say, man, have to start. You gotta start putting your foot down and saying like, oh, you're going to work in a prison, all right, it's over. I don't care. It ain't no control thing or nothing. Because this is what these situations lead to. It does. Let's keep it real, because first of all, a girl like that anyway, you see what I mean, who's got OnlyFans and all that anyway.
We gotta verify that, man. That needs to be verified. Like, I think that might have just been like she might, you know, like the lady has an OnlyFans. Saying put the something in there still. Let's put a link in there if you can, or some kind of screenshots. Well, a link would be preferable. Like we can say that about a lot of people, but we need to see it. We need to see it, man. These are just words.
Yeah, 1,000%. No, I hear that, but I'm just saying that these things are like recipes for disaster. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? Too many men are kind of. What's happened is, since about 2015, the landscape's changed, ain't it? It has. It's changed, and it's changed to the point where a lot of men, they're not really happy with certain decisions their partner has made, but just through fear of being labeled a controller or abusive or whatever, they may not speak up, because with that situation, the girl's reckless, innit? Reckless. Meaning that you're inside, you're at your job, first of all, you're giving your man, you're cheating on your man. Secondly, like Saint pointed out, there's no protection of any sort. None of that. You're in a corner. I'm sure I heard her hark and spit as well, Noble.
Oh, I didn't even listen to
man.
the sound.
Man. This is what I'm saying. But this is the type of nastiness that's been ushered in. Like, so I'm saying, imagine that's you made that your wife. Like she heart. That means she took it from her throat, and then she's done that. And then a man's filming her and all that. That just a girl who would, even as a single woman, the fact that the girl can even make that decision should have never had put a ring on that.
Yes.
And then when you're looking now, them two Asian dons have filmed that, and you can see what's going. You've done all of that, and then you see the big old black brother in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
Don't make him bully you, young. Don't let him bully your son.
I'm looking and I'm like, this is what I don't like, Star, because this is how they're trying to let. So it's like, yo, she's a. Let me take a deep breath a second, because I don't want to talk nothing too loose. I'm saying,